Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Monster Train. Let's do that again. Hello, my name is Abe, and welcome back. Hello! Look, my voice is completely shot. I don't really have the capability of talking any clearer than this right now. What was the last challenge we did? Largest of lads? So we're on stealthiest bosses. I think I skipped homework if I remember correctly. Adding duality to the ninja training mutator so bosses can't get hit. Stealth 10 bosses. But only minor bosses? This doesn't seem that bad of a challenge. It really just seems like what we need is like big regens on awoken tanks, and then the bosses won't really be too much of a problem. Now, Blighted Existence sounds like fun. Sorry. 5 dead weights, 8 calcified embers, and no discards. Makes me think that Stygian would be kind of nice for that one. And then the challenges that we never played as because they were introduced in the Divinity DLC. Brains over Brawn, Truer Champion, Make It Count, The Hero We Need, and War is Hell. Does Hef become intrinsic? Yeah, she does. So I think we'll try stealthiest bosses. What are we looking for stealthiest bosses? Melting Remnant with Little Fade would probably work. Umbra with a lot of health gain on Morsel Generation could be good, but I'm not sure this is what we're looking for. I think Hellhorn would be kind of trash, unless you go infinite or have 9999 armor. And Stygian Guard doesn't have a lot of health or armor gain on a lot of its units. So you're probably looking at heavy regen Awoken builds for those minor bosses. But in the same vein, in my head, I'm like, what if you just go random, hope for the best, probably lose 18 times in a row, and then maybe you get one lucky Little Fade victory in here. It is possible. Actually, wait a minute. Doubles stacks of all status effects. I misread this. It doesn't double stealth, it doubles everything. Double spikes, double regen, double lifesteal, double damage shield, double armor, I think, as well. So what kind of status effect are we looking for? Double rage, yes. But whatever we pick has to be able to survive stealth 10 bosses. I think we want Awoken. Regen on the Sentient with spikes being doubled is insanely good. And then we could go Hellhorned for rage and armor. Morsels would give you double status effects off of those as well. Melting Remnant, I don't think works that well. Wormkin, maybe. It would be double reap. I kind of like the Awoken Hellhorned idea. Double rage and double regen and double spikes. Let's see if we can make it work. Standard Hellhorned, and then do you want a Queen's Imp or Torch? I'd probably just prefer a Torch. Let's do it. Abe will get to experience Blight eventually. We'll do the, Blighted Existence at some point. Is the frame rate looking okay, by the way? I feel like I need to ask, because in my preview window in OBS, it looks like it's a little framey, but it looks fine now. Like if I scroll up and down, is it nice and smooth? Yeah, now it looks totally fine. Maybe it's just the mouse cursor looks weird. Regen 10, insanely good. Deal 5 damage to enemy units, pretty good. Restore 1 health, pretty good. Rally and Cant Seraph sucks. Getting 2 Wildwood Saps off the bat is insanely good. What do we get? +1 attack per spikes. Friendly units enter with Rage 3. It's actually Rage 6. I think we'll go Rage. The extra damage early is gonna matter quite a lot, I think. What is going on with my mouse cursor? So this is spikes 40. This is cultivate 1, draw 1 each turn. I think we want spikes because it's going to get doubled. And do we want the cash? I think because of our champion, we can totally do this. And I'm trying to think, does this mean, oh, they're going to have like armor 20, but who cares? They're going to have a lot of rage though. What is going on with the mouse cursor? Do you see this? I can't even hit the button. Hold, I got to alt tab. Hold up. What the hell's going on? It seems like it's working now. Like the mouse kept doing this, and I don't know if you could see it on the preview window, but my mouse kept doing this and I couldn't hit the damn button. Anyways. Yeah, so armor is a status effect, which gets doubled, but they die when they hit our champion anyways. They're gonna have a lot of rage, but we'll just put our champion up at the top and then get the regen stacks going. So it'll be champ, restore 2 per restore, or regen 2 per restore, which is fantastic. And then let's get a train steward out so we can purge the Ember Drain. This should be just fine. Oh, it's Ember Drain 2. Okay, well that's rude, but I understand it at least. Let's get you out of my deck. So there's a lot that we actually have to worry about here on this run, I'm realizing. But because of the extra regen, I think we'll be totally fine. You're gonna live. I'm not worried about you. We can keep you alive. I hope. Okay. What the? Oh my God, the Steam friends list just popped up. I opened that 30 minutes ago. No wonder my computer was freaking out. I think Steam did like an update or something, and it finally launched the friends list that I tried to open up so goddamn long ago. Please just go away. Thank you. That was so weird. Okay. You're all dead. Fantastic. Play a train steward. End turn. Our champion almost died, but they should, I think, be okay. Hopefully. You have a lot of lifesteal. 7, 7, 5, 10, 15, 20. I think we'll live because we have so much regen. We should out-heal the damage that we're taking. But it is scary. Also, we don't have double spikes. Why do we not have double spikes? Spikes is a status effect. Why is it not getting doubled? Oh, because it's spikes 10 being doubled to spikes 20. I understand. Okay, what do we want? We want Wildwood Sap, 110%. Armor 10 is tempting. Imp in a box is also tempting, just to get a couple of imps to toss out there. I kind of like the armor 10 though, just to help keep our champion alive, but as soon as we get more health on them and more regen stacks, they're not gonna need this. So Imp in a box is a good throwaway card. But I don't see myself going imp build. But if we get the imp that gives us a consumed card back, it would be really nice, but do we really need that? Not really. I think this is a skip. I don't like taking imp cards unless I'm going the imp path. Yo, multi-strike 2? Multi-strike is a status effect, huh? All right, that's pretty good. I mean, you're an animus. We could also go Awoken Hollow. The extra regen stacks mean the cultivation is going to trigger so frequently, but like a Horned Warrior with multi-strike 2 is really good, and it's a very good upgrade target. I think I'd rather have this than the Awoken Hollow because we already have a tank. Rail Beater is fine, but let's take this Horned Warrior and try to upgrade him. Oh. Mouse cursor kind of freaked out for a second, but it's okay now. Yeah, I really like what we have here immediately. Imp, gain 1, draw 1. I kind of like this just to dump imps out of our deck, and it would have changed my choice for taking imp-related cards earlier. We can still take imps. Cheaper shops is nice, but I really like the ability to play an imp for free and then get more value out of it, but we could also just remove the imps from our deck and then we don't have to worry about it. Let's go for the cheaper shops. My freaking mouse. Large stone, I think I love, and then we can make you quick or give you multi-strike and then you're just an insanely good backline unit. But before we do this, why don't we check out the banner. And you know what? Alpha Fiend in a Horned Warrior means that every time he attacks, he'll gain strength. I kind of like it. We'll need to take capacity in order to play the units, but we can have a Horned Warrior behind our tank. Even if it's a 4-pip Horned Warrior, he's going to be really strong. The Nor asks, how does the double stack melee weakness work? Is all melee weakness consumed on hit or just one at a time? I think all is consumed on a hit. So melee weakness 2 would have been nice, but I think the Horned Warrior is more value just because of the whole multi-strike situation. And I really like the Alpha Fiend for this as well. I'd prefer something else, but I'll take the Alpha Fiend for now. We'll large stone the Horned Warrior. And we'll try to go for like a quick. Got endless instead. I don't think that's what we are looking for. I don't think we want rage either. I'll buff the Alpha Fiend for a little bit of a cost just to make the next fight easier. Because there's always a possibility. Dude, I got an alt tab. I don't understand why my computer is so freaking slow. I'm like, my mouse cursor is just freaking the hell out. I don't see anything. Is the stream running? Yeah, the stream's running. Seems fine. It's like every time a transition happens on the screen, it freaks out. You know what if I go into settings and I say, be a borderless window. Let's try this. Okay, spikes 3. We'll turn this on. I don't think it's gonna be spike 6, but I suppose it might. They do deal a lot of damage, but we are going to put everything on the top floor. And we can kill them with weak units, so I'm not that worried about them making it up. As long as we get like 1 torch, we can keep our champion alive. 10, 20, 30. Yeah, the champion will live. Not easily, but they should survive. Yeah. And then we don't need an Alpha Fiend. What we need is regen and probably a torch, maybe to stop you, so that everyone gets a little bit weaker as they move up. That seems like it would be nice. Oh my god, they have multi-strike. That's scary. You have multi-strike too. At least you're gonna die on the first hit, but that is scary. So we'll slow you guys down. Our champion almost died. But, oh hey look, now they have full health basically. Multi-strike enemy units are gonna be insanely difficult to deal with. But as long as our champion has enough base health to survive, I mean, now they have 30 regen, nothing is gonna make it through them. It's just a really weird start. So double stack on those regen cards would be insanely valuable. Razor Sharp Edge. That's good. It feels like we don't need big heals because we have plenty of regen heals. I'm looking at the Razor Sharp thinking that this is pretty good just to keep our damage on the backline unit alive, because we still have to be able to kill big units before they make it to the pyre, not just bosses. So I kind of like Razor Sharp. And I also kind of like Event, just so we can kill weak support units that have lots of multi-strike before they make it to our champion, but our champion will kill them in 1 hit anyway, so do we really need this? I think it's not bad. So I'll add a vent. I prefer a glimmer, but I'll take a vent. Choose a divine artifact. Friendly units gain +4 on slay. Pyre armor. Friendly units get more health. I will just take the more health as opposed to the 25 gold. I would like to stay alive. Staying alive. And then we can meld the Alpha Fiend into the Horned Warrior, which seems good, except we won't be able to play the Horned Warrior Alpha Fiend on this combat, so maybe we'll wait for here. The Divine Temple coming up next. What are we gonna do instead? Well, probably just upgrade spells or get an Awoken unit. I think upgrading spells would be kind of nice. We need magic power, and double stack on the saps would be beautiful. Holdover on like, I don't think we need a holdover on engraft, but I like that path. I'd love an Awoken unit. Like, to get another... Like, to get the +15/+15 cultivate would be nice, but the Alpha Fiend will scale more. Let's go left to the Merchant of Magic. I had someone ask me this the other day, quite a while ago actually. Why do you not use Alpha Fiend on the Horned Warrior? Why do you put the Demon Fiend inside of him instead? And honestly, the reason is health. I like the raw health keeping the unit alive so that they can start strong as opposed to have to scale to that strength. Yeah, an Alpha Fiend inside of a Horned Warrior would scale more over the course of a run, or of a fight, but to start with that +30/+30 means that they won't die immediately and they'll have health to kill units immediately. As long as you have scaling, it won't matter, but admittedly I should try the Alpha Fiend inside of Horned Warrior multi-strike units more, and that's exactly what we're gonna do here today. Spell Chain, +10 magic power, and piercing. So I like that on the vent. Spell Chain, you know, it kind of fits with a sap, even if we just give it permafrost. And then what are you? Alpha Fiend and a Rail Beater. We don't need these units. Yeah, melee weakness is nice, but the essence doesn't apply that at all. Admittedly, you know what? And I've never thought about this before, but a Horned Warrior inside of a Rail Beater applies the multi-strike and the melee weakness at the same time. And you have armor 60. You probably don't need any more health than that. So we could take the Horned Warrior, but then we won't have the Alpha Fiend inside of him, and he's just gonna do 10 times 3 damage until we upgrade him. I think we skip, but that is something to consider. You can build around that if you want. Okay, +20 magic power and consume, -1. You know what? I know I said I was saying we could make this piercing, but why don't we just make it good and then consume? Permafrost. I mean, a permafrosted vent is fine. That way you can keep it and play it when it's actually more useful. Permafrosted and graft is +1 energy if you hold on to it and make it cheaper, but maybe we're okay just having a vent be permafrosted once. Consume, you play it whenever you need it. 95, I mean, we can afford a reroll. And then make a spell cost -1. Go ahead and make a engraft cheaper. Remove consume and cost 1 more. Yes, I will make a Wildwood Sap not consume. I think that's fine. Purge a unit, purge a spell. We're gonna purge our units eventually anyways, so you might as well purge a, I'd rather keep the restores. You might as well purge like a torch or a restore. We're gonna get rid of the train stewards. Spell chain, +10 magic power and piercing. Yeah, they don't interest me at all. Okay. We have no money, but that's fine. Maybe we should have saved some cash, but I really want to upgrade. All right, if we play on the top floor, we're not gonna have a lot of energy. I think that's still fine. We could even play the Alpha Fiend. There's not a huge reason to, though, because, I mean, it's just gonna die pretty shortly. So I think I'm actually just gonna kill you guys and just keep stacking up the regens immediately. Like, here's how I feel about the Alpha Fiend. Is it gonna matter? The answer here is no. That doesn't matter. The answer is no, because once we play all of our regens, we're just gonna kill the boss due to spikes in our freaking Horned Warrior anyways, and this guy's not gonna be able to do anything. You healed, so in hindsight, that was probably not the best thing that I could have done, but you know what? There you go. I mean, this is a pretty easy fight. And honestly, this challenge is not really, I mean, this boss doesn't actually have stealth, but this challenge is not really hugely problematic right now. You know what? You're taking 102 damage. I didn't even have to do anything. I played a unit that I didn't need. All right, 40 regen, it's pretty good. Very fast fight. Apply Fragile and Multi-Strike 2, or Regen 4 Spikes 4. That's pretty good. I think that's actually worth a little bit more than Fragile Multi-Strike, because the fragility is the problem there. We have no armor gain. We could have taken an armor unit, we could have taken armor cards, but we didn't, so we can't afford this. Not literally, but we can't afford a unit dying. But Spreading Spores we can afford. There's our armor again if we wanted to go that route, but it's too late now. You suck, you suck, you suck. We're not really going for these units. I think we skip. We need capacity because we're going to be putting an Alpha Fiend inside of our other Fiend, I think. At the end of turn, deal 4 damage to friendly units. Enemy units enter with damage shield 1. When a non-champion unit dies, it's purged. Do we dare? Yes. Because we can purge our garbage from our deck. We can remove like 6 cards for free by taking this. I'm going to take this Broken Wheel. I think we can make it work. Now, do we want enemy units entering with damage shield or doing 4 damage to friendly units? All this does later is it gives us a heal, which we don't need. So I don't think we need to take this. Enemy units enter with damage shield. I don't think we need either. Just because it's going to interrupt our spikes too much, I think. Although we are going to meld the Alpha Fiend inside of a Horned Warrior and probably, possibly upgrade him as well. And we have torches and molting imps. You know what? But don't take this one. We don't need it. So this might be a situation where we can make those work, or it could completely ruin our deck. I don't know which, but we're gonna find out. We are going to remove cards and go to a Merchant of Steel, because we're gonna look for quick. We're gonna go Spikes 40. Revenge Cultivation is also tempting, but I think we want the damage, because this is gonna get Spikes 80. It's pretty good. We're gonna sack Alpha Fiend, put it inside of the Horned Warrior. We took capacity. This is our only unit in our deck now. We're gonna look for quick. We freaking got it. That's absurdly good. And if we're gonna let our units die, what we actually want to do is just remove like a torch and a regen now. I think it's actually worth more to maybe remove one of the restores. It's a strange run. And then don't take any more pack shards because we need to survive and for a little while longer. Enemy units appear in each floor. Haste. Enemies appear on each floor. They're gonna have damage shield, but they don't do that much damage anyways. We can turn this on. They don't do that much damage, and we're gonna heal up our champ pretty quickly. Although it's damage shield too. Wait a minute. Mistakes were made? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Double status effects, dummy. In hindsight, I may wish that we had done this a little bit differently, but that's fine. We just need lots of torches to show up. Our pyre's gonna take a few hits, I think. Okay, our pyre is gonna take a freaking beating. We might die. I mean, this guy's gonna do 50 damage to the pyre, so I think we do that just to make them all killable. I think we're gonna die. I think we're dead. Yeah, okay. So, I've never been able to make those work, and I hit the exact wrong combination for the challenge. I didn't even think about it. Because damage shield 1, that's spikes. Damage shield 2, no, that's not working. We got sap again, thank God for that. Buff, debuff, Seraph sucks, but we can work around it. My bad, my apologies. I want to try to get those those weird relics to work. I've never managed to survive even once by doing those. So I'm sorry. Toss it out there. I'm sorry. But we actually kind of have, strangely, a better run this time around, because now demon units get multi-strike 1, which is actually multi-strike 2. So this seems very interesting. Oh yeah, they kind of suck, lol. Milkjug says, I don't accept your apology. Welcome, Milk! How you doing today? Let's do this, this. Let's get more energy, since we're gonna have no energy next turn anyways. Wish we could get you, but that's fine. We need the regen. Taking 3 damage. That's not that bad. It's more important just to keep stacking the regen. We should have played the imp though. It would have given us extra energy back. Yeah, we could have done that differently. Milkjug says, I'm a little hungover eating leftover pizza. I mean, it is a Sunday. If you're gonna be hungover eating pizza, I suppose this is the day you want to be doing that on. That actually went surprisingly well. Now you have no stealth. Not like I can actually do any damage though. All right. First fight still went very easy. Our relics may actually be better than what they were last time. I think we definitely just want more regen. Although a big awake that can be played multiple times might actually be better just due to the raw heal from the card, but it needs to be upgraded for it to be valuable at all. A Wildwood Sap means we can stack up the regen early. Give me an awake. Give me an awake. We can upgrade this card later. And I think an Ascend is beautiful because we can make one big floor filled with units. This is a weird one. I kind of want Hellhorn units to fish for good multi-strikers. And we can get a Merchant of Steel after the first bit of combat. So yeah, we're gonna go left. Normally I don't go left, but I want it. Apply armor 10 every turn is really nice, but we have a tank. Strike melee weakness 2 is real freaking nice, especially if we buff this guy. So we're gonna take Railbeater, who comes out with armor 60, and now maybe we can do that thing where we put a multi-striker inside of him, and then all of a sudden this guy's like multi-strike 9 or something. I don't know how it's actually gonna work, but that would be cool. Double stack. Definitely just toss it down on one of these Wildwood Saps. That's a ton of regen. And then extra damage. I'll dump that on like a single torch or maybe a single restore even. Do we want the cash? I'm gonna say no, because we're not gonna go to a store. We're going to go on the left path coming up next. Bum 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 bum. I mean, we'll just do what we do. No point. Our rail beater's not really doing anything up here, but that's fine. He occasionally applies melee weakness. That's his whole deal. Now I'm surprised that you guys are not dying. You grant spikes. We can push you out of the way. Now you're all dead. We do need more damage at some point. Torch means that you'll die. You have spell shield. I think the pyre is gonna take a hit. You're gonna hit the pyre for 5 when you die. So I'm just gonna let you die. And then honestly, like, we don't need any more regen. So I'm like, try to just mill some of the stealth. And don't forget, you play imps because they're good to play. You play imps because when you play an imp, you get free draw out of it. I don't want extra energy next turn. I actually do want the draw. So we're not gonna play the pyre grow. And you're dead. Who would have thought? Yeah, so this guy's doing 30 damage due to the melee weakness, but we can, if we put a good unit inside of him, man, the places we can go. Glimmer, Steel Enhancer, Razor Sharp. Buffing the Rail Beater would be fantastic, but a Glimmer to kill weak support units, really tempting, but we have heals kind of covered. What's your base health? 10? I still think you want to go Razor Sharp here. Hornbreak, Piercing, deal 5 damage twice, Hidden Passage, Fledgling Imp. Fledgling Imp will give us a freebie and then draw on top of it, so I kind of do like it. Since we have the relic, I feel comfortable taking this. And then... these are not very good units for us. We could take another Rail Beater, but why? We could take another steel. We could take a Steel Worker to resolve and give armor, which would work if we could ascend it up onto the top floor, but that's not a guarantee. We could put the Steel Worker inside of the Rail Beater, but then we're not buffing the damage, which is what we need, and armor 10 doesn't really help that much. I hate to say it, I think this is a skip. Although the Husk Hermit is tempting due to sweep, we kind of have that with spikes built in. So I think we skip these. Bad unit selection. I'm hoping for something a little bit better here. Spikes deal double damage. That's extremely great with our champ. The Animus of Will has multi-strike 4. That's pretty good. And the Thorn Hollow is pretty good too, but we don't need the spikes. Although it is Rejuvenate gain spikes 6. After 3 heals, it's better than the Sentient. Man, that's really interesting. We could have 2 spiky floors. There's nothing that says we can't. But the Animus is so good with the multi-strike. Times 5. This is a tough call. Do you put all your eggs in the champion basket, or do you say we're gonna try to build out 2 different floors? Because the Thorn Hollow has a big spike gain on top of it. And what are you gonna do about your boss, which completely counters the entire Awoken deck that we're trying to construct here? Man, what I would give to have these types of animuses, and now I have one in front of me. I'm like, but the Thorn Hollow, man. Can we even keep the Thorn Hollow alive when we don't have big heals? We have an Awake, but we have to draw into the Awake first. And we still want to build up one unit probably for the final fight, but the Thorn Hollow is a great tank. We could always put the champion on the bottom floor and then this Thorn Hollow up a little higher. Let's go with a... Let's go with the Animus. I can't say no to it. It's the unit I'm always asking for, like every run. How can I say, no, this good unit, I don't want it? I could even put the Animus inside of the Rail Beater. How much multi-strike will this give it? I know it's gonna have no damage, don't worry about that. Yeah, it's gonna go up to multi-strike 4. So if I can buff the damage of the Rail Beater and then put the Animus inside of it, it's gonna have more damage and melee weakness bonus on top of it, but let's not worry about that for now. 2 damage to an enemy unit on Slay gain 50. Pyre gets +1 attack, Purge gain gold. Yeah. Do we have Pyrogrow in this deck? Because if we do, that's a good excuse to purge that card at some point. Push the attacked unit to the back. I think because of the spikes, we're going to be able to kill this boss regardless of where we put the Sentient. But we might as well try to keep them in the right spot for now. And maybe we can dump an Imp to die instead of take that damage. And now you have a whole bunch of melee weakness on top of that. So yes, let's take the energy. We might be able to hit Gifts of Gratitude at some point. Don't go to the top. Thank you. You're gonna live, but only barely. Why don't we give everyone Rage 10? Draw Torch. Torch isn't gonna do anything, so we'll just pop out 2 Restores. I mean, that melee weakness is rather good value now. And I can actually push the Welder Helper to the back, which is perfect. So now the Sentient is still going to be in the front acting as a tank. You are not dead though. How can I kill you? You know what? Ascending you will do it. We'll give you more regen. Beautiful. I don't know why we're doing it like this. This doesn't seem that effective in hindsight. The Imp's gonna be at the back with 40 armor, but who cares? And now we finally have the Razor Sharp. That's a lot of damage. I mean, if we get a Rage build, then we can make up the difference for giving him a lot of extra multi-strike, but we don't really have a Rage build, so I don't know when I'm gonna do anything with this Animus right now. Honestly, I thought I had the energy to play the Animus, but it doesn't matter. Because you are taking 40 damage every time you hit me. On top of taking 78 damage thanks to the melee weakness every time you get hit. Apply Rage and Armor. It's not much, but maybe we can make X cost cards better. And the Rage is nice for damage. Impalate though is a good spell, but I don't think we really need a big spell if we have the damage from the Rail Beater melee weakness combo. Spike of the Hellhorn is something we can at least toss out there and maybe get value out of. Shattered Shell. Sweep with multi-strike doesn't really seem good. We could put the Shattered Shell into an Animus, and then every time it gets a kill, it's gonna get stronger, but And can do too. Welcome says, Abe, I'm a little ticked off. You almost made me buy FTL. You should buy FTL. It's a great game. Bubonic Lettuce earlier in chat said he was thinking about buying Slay the Spire. You should definitely buy Slay the Spire. It's a great game. You should buy Monster Train. It's a great game. You should buy Isaac. You should buy Gungeon. I don't know why I'm the one being blamed for people suddenly experiencing these great indie games. And Segas Jr. says, I found out recently with a cold Celia on my only good Stygian run. If he has literally no damage, he doesn't attack. Yeah. I mean, that's, there's the boss that saps your units. If you have a cold Celia that only does 1 damage and they're sapped, they're not doing anything. Kind of like the Shattered Shell in the Animus. If we can give the Animus quick, then they're a really heavy hitting damage unit that's getting out there. Shattered Shell and the Rail Beater as well, you know, a little bit of damage and then more damage when it gets a Slay, but that doesn't seem that good. What's coming up next? A Horde? Hellhorned Merchant of Steel. I'm gonna skip. I am. I don't like it, but we'll take draw. I don't like it, but I don't think I necessarily like any of those options. Endless is not what we're looking for. Doesn't matter. Does matter, but Rage does not decay. I think is actually really good, and we can maybe play into a Rage build. Units that are cheaper is super nice, but our units are not very expensive right now. We don't have any expensive units at all. The imps are gonna be free, but like whatever. So we'll take Rage Decay and try to make that work. Well, there's our Demon Fiend. You have to take it. But you can put an Alpha Fiend inside of an Animus and then it's gonna scale. Yeah, but the Demon Fiend means that we start 30-30 higher, and because we start with health, we don't have to worry about the health of the Animus. We could give the Animus just damage upgrades instead. Quick and multi-strike, or quick and large stone. Because I don't need the Animus to scale infinitely, I just need it to be good enough, and the Demon Fiend's damage is kind of good enough. If we go Alpha Fiend, we gotta still worry about keeping the Animus alive while it scales. Admittedly, it's gonna scale really freaking quick. So you got me tempted to pick up an Alpha Fiend for that scaling. You know what? You got me so tempted. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna reroll. Now it's gonna have multi-strike 6. I have to. Can we afford it? Yes. Okay, so here you go. I'm gonna do the thing. We have a very, very quick scaling Animus. Oh, we have to do the unit melding later, but that's fine. We're gonna get rid of, we might just get rid of the freaking Rail Beater at this point. Start by removing a Train Steward and then we'll think for a second. We want our Spikes Champion. Cultivation would buff the damage of that unit as well, but I think the Spikes is what we're looking for. Dude, honestly, I'm gonna remove the Rail Beater. I just want the Animus after we put the Alpha Fiend inside of it now. I want to see if that works. I want to see if that's good enough. Non-boss enemy units get multi-strike. Here's the quandary. Think about this for a second. Abe, brain, I'm talking to myself here. They're gonna have multi-strike too. They're gonna scale very quickly. However, when they're on the bottom floor, they do very little damage. So I think we can spawn on the bottom floor, their multi-strike is gonna blow them out, and they're only gonna start by doing 2 damage. if they were on the top floor, they would do like 11 times 3. On the bottom, they're only going to do 2 times 3. So I think we turn this on knowing that we're going to play on the bottom. Because they're just going to blow themselves out on the Sentient. And then honestly, we're going to play the Alpha Fiend instead of the Animus, because the Animus is not upgraded, but the Alpha Fiend will scale. So there you go. And in fact, they died in 1 hit because they have so little HP anyways. We're gonna be Ember Drained, but I guess we could have hidden passaged you up to your death, which is something we could have thought about, but whatever. We'll just do this and then don't do anything. Can't believe you're not dead, but our Alpha Fiend never attacked because everything's dying on the Sentient. They're all dying just to the spikes anyways, so. So yeah, just Pyrogrow. You're dead. We have 36 spikes, so your stealth 10 doesn't really matter at all. I was kind of hoping we would draw the Purge card, which didn't happen, but that's fine. Yeah, okay. Totally fits. Is Rail Beater worse than the Train Steward? So the reason why I got rid of the Rail Beater is because Monster Train has a hidden mechanic called banner units. Banner units, the units that you've added due to a banner, such as these ones on the map, they're guaranteed drawn at least 1 per turn until you draw them all. So on turn 1, you draw your champion, 1 other unit that was a banner unit, and then you get random cards in your hand. So by removing the Rail Beater, when we put an Alpha Fiend inside of an Animus, we're gonna have 1 unit in our deck, which means we guaranteed drawn on turn 1, which means turn 1 is Sentient Animus. So the reason why I got rid of the Rail Beater was to control the turn 1 draw. That's it. There's no other magic to it than that. I don't think we need these. I don't think we need these. So you'll notice when we begin the next combat, the first card is going to be the Sentient, and the second card is going to be our Animus. You will see it in a moment. We get quick. We get another multi-strike, but I can't put anything on you, unfortunately. That would be sick. I could make the Alpha Fiend a 10 times 5. I mean, that's real good. How can I, but yeah. Five. If we make the Alpha Fiend 10 times 5, and then give it plus 10, and then put the Animus inside of the Alpha Fiend, it'll have the same level of multi-strike, 2 more damage, and cost 1 more. We might as well just put the Alpha Fiend inside of the Animus and just let the Animus do its thing. Although this is funny, I don't think it's important at all. I think what we just want to do is take you out, put you in the Animus. Now the Animus scales just by attacking, and it has enough HP to hopefully survive sweeps and whatnot until we can get around to healing it. It's not going to be quick, but that's fine. Our Spike unit will probably kill everything that spawns anyways. So there you go. Magic Power and Piercing. Spell Chain. Nah, not what we're looking for. So, we will remove 2 cards. 2 Train Stewards. Goodbye. Get out of this deck. We don't actually need unit upgrades anymore because the only units to upgrade are Welder Helpers, Train Stewards, and Fledgling Imps. So we could save our money or remove a card. I'm actually going to save it and then probably go to like a merchant of trinkets and look for a relic. So, skip. Relying on a single 28 health unit for damage is a bit spooky, says Segus Jr. Admittedly, the spikes could end up killing our unit, but they're not quick, so anything that gives spikes is gonna blow themselves out on our champion anyways. And I'm also considering duplicating the Animus later and then ascending it behind our champion anyway. So like, I feel like we're still kind of sorted. We don't need to razor sharp the Animus. And you know what? Maybe we can get some armor to throw on them as well. I think we just want restore. And then I think we just want to like torch one of these boys. It saves us 2 damage. Or I could really buff you. You know what? I'm just gonna buff you. These enemies aren't gonna have spikes. Can I kill you? Nope, we don't have the energy for it. Ah, it sucks. One of these days I'm gonna get that money. Honey. You know what? Spike of the Hellhorn. There's your armor gain if you want it. Trying to think. This is energy and draw. I mean, we got a great card. You'll notice I'm not actually playing the armor rage card. I think we just want to stack. I think we want to play the Welder Helper. Keep stacking. You're all dead, which is totally fine. Do we want energy? I think we will play this because I would really like to get the... This is fine. You know, we might as well torch one of you. It saves us... It still saves us 2 damage, right? They're all gonna die on the spikes anyways, you know. Although, you know, it's gonna remove some of the damage output of the Animus, but who cares? I wanna draw the card that I can play and purge. Which we didn't get, but hey, you know what? There's a 16 rage and 16 armor. It's pretty good. Ugh. 6 times 11 damage. My champion can't even survive 1 turn from you. You do 66 damage, huh? Well, on the bright side, you're gonna take 400 and then you're gonna kill me. So is that a bright side or a negative? I don't know. We're gonna die because of this unit who can kill me immediately. I'm a little disappointed, but like, what the hell are we supposed to do? You come out with multi-strike 5, which is doubled to multi-strike 10. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I'm a little displeased. I thought you were gonna get +1, but 66. Well, we gotta think. How are we gonna kill him? We can ascend you out of the way so you don't get stronger. I need a unit to be in the front to tank, but we can't get there. We can't live 10 turns in order to purge all of your stealth. You do 66 damage. I have no sap. You're gonna have stealth 8 when you move up here. No, you take 80 damage. You're gonna die to the spikes. Thank you, Petrified Crucible. Oh my god. Thank you, Petrified Crucible. Hey, you know what? Take the gold. If it wasn't for that card, we would be dead. You're actually not dying, which is a surprise. Why are you? Because you're taking exactly 800 damage. You're gonna do 66 damage to the pyre, though. No, you're gonna do 66 damage, but because of our armor, But the pyre only does 30. I can't survive this. Wait a minute. I'm still dead. If we took the relic that gave our pyre attack damage, we could have survived this. But we're still gonna be 5 HP short, and the torch doesn't do it. I should have just like torched you a couple of times. Give me a minute, I'm looking. If we lived for one more attack, we would kill you. But you're gonna kill the pyre. The pyre is gonna hit you for 30, and then we're gonna die. He's gonna live with 5 HP. Torch doesn't do it. Torch Razor Sharp doesn't do it because it buffs your damage. Send the Shield Man. The Shield Man's not the problem. The Shield Man is not a consideration. The only consideration is the boss who does 66 damage a turn. I can't survive it. I can't kill him. We have to ascend the Sycophant up because otherwise it's gonna buff the Harpy. Then the Harpy will move up, do 66 damage to the pyre, get hit for 30, live with 5 HP. Razor Sharp is bad because it means he'll hit us harder and take less damage. So it's really just restore, which don't do anything. If I had plus 10 damage on a torch, it would work. But really, this is our play, and it's not good enough. It's not gonna get there. The damage on our unit doesn't matter, because yeah, we do 700 damage in a turn, but this guy has 8 stealth. I can't survive 8 stealth. We have 39 regen, but we're not gonna get any health because we die in 1 turn. This is extremely unfortunate. But like, there was nothing we could do there. What an annoying challenge when the enemy does 66 damage per turn.